Good morning, everyone. It's Jillian Livingston here from Jillian's Real Life, checking in with you for our daily conversation that's really focused around making change and having growth in your life. I am the founder of AspenRealLife.com. It's a blog in Aspen. I also, and the blog is about real life travels and inspirational people. So I do a lot of interviews with inspirational people who are living with their dreams and really doing what they can to help others or to just stay true to themselves. So I did a few sessions last week on YouTube. I am growing my YouTube channel because I am taking all of my work to a more global level. I do connecting events, and our conversations now are going to be live streamed. We've already done a few live streams, but we're doing live stream broadcasts because our conversations are going to be of human interest stories that have global interest. So our next one coming up is going to be about today's family, a conversation on today's family, and talking about I'm going to have some adults with their young adult children in the room who are really well versed in talking about their journey to addiction and rehab and recovery. And we will be live streaming in that, and I'm hoping it'll happen at the Aspen District Theater May 22nd. But I'm coming here on YouTube because I am beginning to document my growth. I took a big leap. I went away from everything that wasn't serving me with all the work I was doing for my blog because it's only me right now. And I don't really have a whole lot of help. And I've been doing this for 10 years, and I'm ready to stop doing it the way I was doing because it wasn't really serving me that well. I just want to make sure I don't have any swears going on in the background here. I already did a feed in Axel's room. This is my middle son Axel's room, and I noticed that there were swears all over the wall, so I couldn't use it. Speaking of Axel, this is what I wanted to talk to you about today. Last week, I was talking about switching it up, doing one thing in your day that helps you to realize growth, whether it is cutting out sugar or it's turning off all of your notifications on your social media and not being on your social media before you go to bed or first thing when you wake up in your morning. That's what I did to switch it up. I decided that I wanted to meditate instead of being on my phone and just designating an hour a day to my social media so that I could have more peace. I needed more peace. The one thing I did to start switching it up, and that's why I want to introduce it to everybody else, is that it really helped me to make changes in my life. I felt like I was blocking myself. I was in my own way, and I had created 10 events back to back, really amazing conversations that were live streamed and broadcasted and really helpful for connecting the community together. And then I just realized that it was a wonderful thing I was doing. There was something driving me to do it, but I wasn't doing enough to protect myself and to get back what I required from all of these events. So I had to take a big step back. I did some intensive, deep analysis into what I was doing. I was working with somebody one-on-one for 9 hours a day in her little cabin where she had this beautiful view of Pyramid Peak. And she has a systematic process of really analyzing your core dynamics and figuring out what it is that's getting in your way and getting rid of that which does not serve you, which makes you feel heavy, and really turning on the light inside you. So it's helped me so much to get rid of the radio show where I was announcing all the fun weekly things that were happening in Aspen. And what I realized from this intensive study, that I was becoming somebody who I wasn't. I was giving information to people that I thought would help me to monetize the blog, and it wasn't me. Because although I love to go out and I love to find out all the cool things that are going on, and I felt a need to fill that gap in our valley, I'm a mother of 3 boys, I'm in my 50s, and I don't want to be that person. I'm not that society person at all. People were always calling me, you know, things, calling me names like Miss Society and Woman About Town, and I'm like, that's not me. Actually, I'm actually really loving just to be home with my kids. So I decided to get rid of all of that and realize that who I really am is somebody who loves to share the inspirational people I meet in my travels, not just the people, but also my experiences and my adventures. So I am going back to that. That's how I got started in the first place. And I left it. I started writing about when my kids were really little, about raising boys in a resort town, and I started getting 40,000 followers a month on the blog. Now I'm not using the blog as my focal point anymore, which is aspenreallife.com. Now I am growing my YouTube channel and really showing that I want to connect globally with people. I've done a pretty good job of connecting locally, and now I really want to bring all these like-minded, positive thinkers together on a more global level. And when I say positive thinking, it doesn't mean that you always have to be cheerful. It just means that you try and live without judgment. You try to be aware of your impact on the world. You try and help as much as you can others, and you try and stay true to your dreams. And that's something that I've swerved and veered and roller coastered with for 10 years now, because I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom and be with my boys as they were growing up, but also have an income. I need to have an income. This house we're in right now, the reason why you're seeing art all over the walls is because it is a tear-down house that they're probably going to tear down in a couple of years. But this house was a manifestation, and we'll talk about that as we go more down the road, because I am living in Aspen, Colorado, on like the prime real estate, not the house, but the location. And that happened through, I truly believe it happened through manifestation. We made a decision of what we wanted, and we just made it happen. And we are not paying the same rent as anybody else. But so I started this all by switching it up. I started by not being on my social media and meditating instead. And as with that, then I started to do that more. My meditations grew longer. My clarity started to come in, partially because of this work I was doing with this woman who I honestly believe that we all need others to help us with breakthroughs. But the one thing I will say about that is it's so important to know when to bring in others and when the other's energy is actually taking you away from your actual goals. And if you don't know what your goals are, don't worry. I didn't. Maybe I'm not the best example, but I knew there was something driving me, and so I just kept going, and here I am now taking this next leap. And I want you all to join me in this leap and have growth within yourself as well. And if you see me becoming more and more successful from living in my fullest expression and putting myself out there, then I hope that it will be inspiring to you to also just take that leap and gain more clarity in where it is you are heading. So the meditation is a really good start. And even if you think you're not the type of person to meditate, you should see who I am. I have, I have a lot going on. And and I don't like the way things are going so quickly in my life. My boys are growing up. They're all teenagers now. This one is going to go off to art school soon. My oldest one's going to go off to Western Washington. And you can follow all of their Insta handles. Go to Aspen Real Life and you'll find them all there. They're all doing really cool creative art things. Surprise, surprise. Having a mother like me. But so anyway, I have one person on. Hello, whoever you are. I can't see who you are, so write a message if you have any questions. But so I am going to be committed to doing this daily during the weekdays, at least for the month of March, so that I can grow my audience. But the importance of meditation is that if you're feeling like you're stressed out, which I think we all are, and if you feel like that stress is not healthy for you, then you do need to take, I don't care if it's 5 minutes of just sitting and breathing, but just take that time. How I got started was I started Rod Stryker's Enlightenment course, and I went for 9 months, once a week for 1 hour, where he would talk about the power of meditation and how it's important to have that in your life in order to relieve yourself of stress. And also just trying to stay healthy, just trying to stay as healthy as you can be is also really important. But I'm not saying cut everything out all at once. Just do little things to cut out things that are not healthy for you. And I don't even want to start with that right now, because you all know what you're doing that is not healthy for you, right? Like, get outside is the most important thing. And then the meditation is, I think it's up there on the same line. So in order to switch it up, there's just a few things that I recommend. And, if you're not naturally a positive person, sometimes through our conditioning, we kind of wallow in the joy of being miserable. Try and get rid of that. It's not serving you, I promise you. Try and make the choice. If you can think negatively or positively about a situation, try and think positively. And if there is negativity within the conversation, just be more aware, and that's what the meditation helps you with. Just be more aware of what it is that's bothering you, and then analyze it later. Be like, what was that? Where were there truths that I can learn from? Where were there negative things that I can discard and I don't need anymore? A lot of negativity comes from other people's energies that you're reflecting upon yourself, or you're projecting yourself on others. So I just find that as being a positive person, I have to be really careful that I don't allow others' energy in to take me down, because that happens quite often. And so that's why I like to just be alone a lot. That's why I love to hike the Highlands Bowl by myself. I get out there in the nature, and there's no energy but the mountains there, and it really serves me well to clear my mind. So we've got 3 minutes left. I'm trying to do these 15-minute sessions daily, Monday through Friday. I think 8:30 is probably a good time to come join me. And I'm also on Aspen Real Life all over the place with positive messages that can help you to grow. Go to aspenreallife.com. Go to my Facebook, Aspen Real Life. I also have Jillian's Real Life, where there's actually more deep inside stories to help as I take the leap, going away from doing what I thought everybody wanted me to do to doing what I really love to do, which is travel, life travel, and finding inspirational people that I can then share on my network, which has over 30,000 monthly followers. The other thing I really love, and I'm going to end with this, is don't be predictable. Switch it up. I was at a hot tub with my friend who was staying at a hotel yesterday, and I had a bikini on and my load-in coat, and I was walking through the hallways with it open, just trying to be brave and just being confident. I'm working on all of that, and that was actually really fun. Thank you, Esso. You came back again. It's so nice to see you. Come back tomorrow. I'm going to start doing it at 8:30, and reach out to me on other places so I get to know you better. I'm really into really knowing more intimately my following, so that I can, not that I'm a psychologist or have a degree, but I can just help maybe with either connecting you to people or breaking you through blockages you have. So thank you, Esso. It's really good to see you again. And spread the word. And I will see you all tomorrow. Let's just say 8:30 Mountain Standard Time. And if you are on the other channels, tag Jillian's Real Life so I know you're out there. If you want to email me with stories, email Jillian at aspenbusinessconnect.com. And I really am excited to do this with you all. Thank you all for joining.